Why do some people leap out of bed excited for a workout, while others find even the thought of exercise exhausting? The answer lies not in willpower or discipline alone, but deep within the neurochemical circuits of the brain, particularly in the reward system powered by dopamine. Neuroscience is beginning to reveal that motivation is not a fixed personality trait, but a dynamic and trainable brain state. And this insight holds real promise for anyone struggling to make exercise a lasting habit. Dopamine is often called the pleasure chemical, but that description misses its most important role. It's actually the motivation molecule. Dopamine doesn't just make us feel good after something pleasurable, it drives us to pursue things that we believe will be rewarding. In this way, dopamine is less about enjoying the outcome and more about energizing the pursuit. In people who crave exercise, this pathway is often well developed. Their brains have learned to link movement with future reward, reinforcing the cycle every time they complete a workout. But here's the hopeful truth. This connection between exercise and reward isn't hardwired. It's not genetic destiny. It's shaped by experiences, associations, and repeated behaviors. People who dread physical activity often haven't had enough positive associations with it, either due to painful past experiences, unrealistic expectations, or environments that made them feel inadequate. Their dopamine systems don't light up in anticipation of a workout, so motivation remains low. The brain doesn't expect a reward, so it doesn't send the signal to pursue one. Yet the same plasticity that leads people away from exercise can be used to bring them back. The motivational circuitry of the brain can be reshaped, often through surprisingly small steps. For example, breaking exercise into short, low-intensity sessions, 5 to 10 minutes of walking, stretching, or light movement, can start to shift the brain's reward prediction. By pairing this movement with something enjoyable like music, sunlight, or social connection, the brain begins to build a new association. This is worth doing. Dopamine follows expectation, and when you train the brain to expect a little reward, it starts to fire earlier and more frequently. Over time, these subtle recalibrations can lead to stronger motivation and even cravings for movement. The more frequently the brain experiences small wins after exercise, such as a sense of accomplishment, better mood, or reduced anxiety, the more tightly it links movement with satisfaction. This loop, known as reinforcement learning, is the same process that drives cravings in all areas of life, from food to achievement to relationships. And crucially, it works just as well for healthy habits when used correctly. There are also deeper strategies to reset motivation. Visualization exercises that simulate the reward of a post-workout feeling can actually stimulate dopamine release before you even move. Structuring workouts around novelty and variety keeps the brain engaged, as dopamine thrives on unexpected rewards. Even simply tracking progress, seeing numbers improve, or noting how your mood changes after movement can act as a behavioral feedback loop that strengthens the motivational wiring. Perhaps the most powerful takeaway from neuroscience is this: motivation is a physiological process, not a moral one. If you've struggled to feel driven to exercise, it's not because you're lazy or broken. It's because your brain hasn't yet linked movement to pleasure, and that can be changed. By gently training your nervous system to expect good things from movement, you don't have to force motivation. You begin to feel it naturally. In a world saturated with pressure and perfectionism, the neuroscience of motivation offers something better than guilt or self-discipline. It offers hope. The brain is adaptive. The circuits that make workouts feel like a chore can be rewired until they become circuits of anticipation and reward. And with each small step, each spark of dopamine, the path toward lasting motivation becomes more real and more enjoyable.